Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a little bit more of Tourist Bus Sim. So in today's stream, I'm going to be doing a few chilled routes, make a little bit of money, talk about the game in general, and just go from there. Really. Now, if you've got any questions regarding this game, or you want to ask anything, how anything works, etc., etc., then by all means, feel free to drop it down in the chat below, comment section below, all that good stuff. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get stuck in, shall we? So the first thing I need to do is jump in the old bus. But then now I just need to pick a route, really. I've got a main current order. I'm not touching that. That can stay there, as far as I'm concerned, really. How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, let's have a look a minute. So we've got an infinite route here. It's a medium trip, so I'm going to take it and just go from there, really. I am in the Lions Intercity R61 coach, so I think that this is quite a decent coach, to be honest with you, for the pricing anyway. But yeah, we'll select that. We'll select that. I think it was 4,000, wasn't it? Okay. If we go to the old calendar, that's not the calendar. Oh dear, that is the calendar. It's on the 3rd. Brilliant. Of course they had an accident, why wouldn't they? Thankfully the route has appeared and we can get moving. Now, one thing I do notice, especially when I come back to playing this game, is the force feedback. 1 minute it's like stupidly heavy, and then the next minute, it's not too bad, and it's, I don't know what's going on, there's a million one things it could be, but it is what it is at the end of the day, isn't it? But I hope you're all doing well anyway. I hope you've all enjoyed your weekend so far. I've been busy painting. Oh, the joys. Painting is not exactly my favourite thing to do in the world, but it needs to be done, doesn't it? So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I mean, I try and cover as much as I can. It's just as and when, really. Getting it all tied in and obviously showing the content and the things which you guys want to see. Now, despite the problems that reside within this game, I will still continue to play it. I don't mind it too much. But I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that you like it. Like I say, if anybody's got any questions, fire away. Fire away. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna, I'm not sponsored by anyone in any way, so anything that I say, obviously this is my opinion, my take on the matters through my experience within the game, and yeah, that's all I can really give you, to be honest. Like I say, it's not a bad game, don't get me wrong. Like, I really enjoy the atmosphere. I love the buses as well. I love the way they handle. Some people say that the physics on the bus side of things aren't great, and that's where I would strongly disagree. The driving element of this game is great. It's great. Like, I can't really fault it. Maybe it could do with a little bit of a tune-up, maybe a few more settings and stuff like that. But for the foundation, for the whole, I think it's pretty solid, in my opinion. obviously it's not going to be everybody's sort of thing, you know, but there are plenty of other games out there to choose from. But what have you all been up to anyway? Anything exciting? Weekends can be pretty bleak sometimes. The one positive thing though that I will mention within this game, I've been speaking to back and forth with Aerosoft, and they've guaranteed me, in fact assured me, that this game will continue to get updates. It is still being worked on. They haven't really said anything else regarding any sort of updates, time frames, all that kind of stuff as to when, you know, we're going to receive these things. But by the sounds of it, it's not too far away. I think all of the constructive criticism which everybody's given, all the emails and back and forth, you know, I'm fairly confident that they've listened, and they have said to me that they can assure me that this game will continue to be updated and improved upon. So that is another massive bonus. So anybody out there that was a little bit unsure about whether this game was going to get an update soon or not, by the sounds of things, it's in full swing, which is positive news. It's something nice to think about, because there is a lot of negativity shrouding this game at the moment. Not just this one, but other titles like the same, you know. But at least they've said that they're going to continue to provide patches and updates for it. So it's all good news. It's all good news. Okay. As to whether they keep that promise is obviously another story. You know, don't take it as gospel, but I can only obviously repeat what I've been told. But even so, just getting a little message, you know, saying that they will continue to improve this game. You know, that I can't really ask for much more. The moment I start poking and prodding about whens and hows and all that kind of stuff, that's when you know, that's when you get ignored, really, isn't it? So, but I will be covering it all as best as I can. Any information that I get, you guys will be the first to know. So if you do want to see the life cycle of this game, you know, if you do want to see it progress and flourish, because it's got a lot of potential. So, you know, like and subscribe, turn that bell notification on, because like I say to you guys, I will be covering this as much as I can humanly possibly can. So it's all gravy, as they say. Oh, that was a bit tight. But there we go. But I will be streaming a little bit later on today as well. Just try and get as much as I can in for today for you guys. I could potentially be aiming to do some Train Sim World 2 later. But we shall see. We shall see. I'm enjoying the whole busing, you know, trucking element of things currently. But when I'm driving in this game, I always seem to forget, like, they do such a good job, like I say, with captivating the atmosphere. The buses drive really well that, you know, when you're actually driving, you seem to forget all of the issues and all of the technical bugs and stuff which reside, you know, and you can kind of just enjoy it for what it is. And I think anybody that's planning on buying this game, I think that's what you've just got to do. You've just got to enjoy it for what it is. Nice one, Constantine. Yeah, welcome to the stream, mate. A lot of people say otherwise, you know. But no, it's all good. It's all good. You know, with these games, you learn that if the speed limit is 90, it doesn't mean to say that you have to go 90. And I think sometimes a lot of people forget that and wonder why they're crashing all the time, especially with these bigger coaches and stuff. They're just not made for these roads. They just really aren't. But this is what I appreciate about this game in comparison to something like Bus Sim, because on Bus Sim you're tied to time schedules. You know, you've got a certain time frame of where you need to be between stops. Here, not so much. I mean, obviously, if you take the mick and, you know, take more than a day to complete a route, then you know, you can't complain if it cancels on you. But you know, all in all, it's pretty nice, relaxing. You just take your time. Just take your time. That's what it's all about. Just enjoy it, because they've done a good job with this map. You know, the island, beautiful scenery as well. You know, you can't complain. Can't complain. How's it going, assistants? Amir, do you know what? I'm actually more of a motorcycle fan than I am a car fan. If I had to pick one car, which my all-time favourite car would have to be the Ferrari F40. You know, absolutely beautiful piece of machinery, that, the F40. You know, back when cars were built, you know, simpler times, and you had to be a relatively good driver to drive it. You know, no assist, no driving aids, nothing like that. Just raw talent, raw power. You know, and I appreciate that. Yeah, gotta love a good Ferrari. But like I say, I'm into more of my classical stuff. You know, if I had like a you know, like if I had an E-Type next to like a new Bugatti Veyron or something, I'd pick the E-Type all day long. You know what I mean? It's just class. You know, and some of these modern cars these days, you know, they got so many angles and edges on. You know, you just don't know where to look, do you? So nice and relaxing, so calm in this game. You know, it's just to like switch your brain off. You know, I've been spending the last 2 days redecorating. You know, and I thought, oh, I'll just jump on Bus Sim. You know, and I'm glad I did, or tourist bus, should I say? I'm glad I did. Yeah, the Toyota Supra. Yeah, it's a nice car. Don't get me wrong. I think that because it's such an iconic car, that people seem to forget that there's more than just you know, more than just a Toyota Supra. You know. But I will wait a little bit. See, now, let's have a look a moment. So, is there any times? Okay. Well, let's skip. Let's skip, like, I don't know. Well, it doesn't look like there's anybody there, so I shall continue. I mean, I'm hoping that I haven't got the same issue as what I did before, where there's no, you know, there's no passengers. You know, I'll double, triple check the times and stuff like that, and basically see where it goes. But I think I've made a bit of an error with skipping time through the phone. You know, so I'm actually going to put a few things to the test saying that. So I've got a schedule. Okay. Doesn't say that there's a bus assigned to it. Now there is. That's a bit strange, isn't it? It's a bit strange. Yeah, that's another beautiful car. Another beautiful car. Like I say, there's so many different types of vehicle these days. I just prefer the more simpler stuff, if I'm honest. Right, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cancel that order, and I'm going to fast travel back to, and I bet you it tells me it's right, so the feature is currently unavailable. Right, and this is one of the problems which resides within this game. There is nothing you can really do about that. See, now the game thinks that I'm on that route, and it remains there for some unknown reason. So now that I've actually cancelled my route, what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit the game, come back in, and that seems to resolve it. Right, that's cool. That's cool. It's put me back to that, which is excellent. Which is excellent. Right. So if I hop into the bus now, and I go back to my office. There we go. Yeah, I was looking at the new Lamborghinis. Actually, they've got that new Lamborghini Countach now, and to be honest, I don't know how I feel about that. If I'm honest, you know, it does look nice, but I don't think it will live up to like the nostalgia, you know, the reputation that the classic version has. Schedule, right? That's cool. That is cool. So we'll have a look at some new orders. Now we've got shuttle services. Nothing new there. Nothing new there. So what we'll do is we'll jump on that. So it says 6 o'clock. Amazing. Right. Current orders. It is there. Brilliant. Right, calendar, we will skip to, so that's 8:01. Amazing stuff. So I shouldn't have any issues now. Could just jump straight onto the old bus. We should have a route, but we got no route, so we'll jump back into the bus and back off again. Right, that is still active. Nothing on my map. That one is what we want. I mean, don't you just find it a little bit strange that, like, the GPS, it works and then it doesn't, and that's just like, you know, that's just something that they're just gonna have to fix. You know, there's nothing really we can do about that. But yeah, the route is not showing. I'm gonna go back to my office and have a look. So we are on the same day. So it said that I was supposed to be there for, I think it said 8 o'clock. And it's still telling me... Right, it's too early to start. Okay, the task has already started. Right. Okay. Let's have a look. There we go. So it just took a little bit of in and out, in and out, in and out. So I've noticed, like, with the times, you know, the times are very fiddly. But now that the GPS has come up, I'm confident enough that the passengers will be there. We didn't have any problems the other day, so fingers crossed it stays that way. But thank you all that's just joined the stream. Like I say, I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all enjoying your weekends. Not drinking too much, I hope. That glare is a bit obnoxious. But I've noticed as well, like, in their other game, Fernbus, it's basically the same. It's just not as apparent because you're not on an island. But yeah, anybody that's really contemplating buying the DLCs, like I say, I'll just steer clear of those for a moment. They're ridiculously priced anyway, so I would just steer clear of them until, obviously, you know, you get the game gets a little bit more stable, which I'm sure it will over time. You know, the one thing that I do agree with is the fact that, you know, they really shouldn't have brought the DLCs out in the manner that they did, for the price that they did anyway. That side of things I find quite disgusting, actually. But, you know, I guess you have a choice. You don't have to buy them if you don't want to. Well, that's it. Just merge across, mate. Merge across. Like, in regards to, like, the Logitech G29, you know, I've used this wheel on this game from the very beginning, you know, and I've had no issues with it whatsoever. In fact, it's been rather pleasant to use. Look at that though. A lovely view just looking out over the water like that. But if anybody actually plays this game and doesn't like the force feedback at all, if you load a game up that supports wheels beforehand and then load Tourist Bus back up, it'll completely remove the force feedback entirely. You know, so if you don't like it, then there's an option to completely remove it. The same for on the road as well. If you play on the road, doing the same thing will completely remove the force feedback on that as well. Like I say, guys, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for the support as well. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Yeah, I'm absolutely blown away by your guys' support. It's crazy. You know, I can't thank you enough, honestly. Little dink there. Should buff out. But I will be covering a little bit more SnowRunner as well later down the line. There's a few issues with that at the moment with the mod hub, which is why I haven't really been covering it too much. But I think I'll just focus on the, you know, the busing side of things for the minute. I'm quite enjoying that, if I'm honest. I'll go up around here. I'm hoping that the passengers are there. That's a downside if they aren't. It's not really much I can do about it if they aren't there. You know, I could just pretend that they are, I suppose. Like I say, it's a real shame because I did get quite far in one of my older saves that I lost, sadly. But I never actually got round to buying any sort of like furniture or anything like that for the apartments, or even buying new places for myself or expanding the fleet, really. But the updates, they are coming. They are coming. Also, as well, a little setting which I switched off for this game. Where is it? So I switched off speed dependent steering. By removing that, the wheel and the controller is so much more responsive. So I've kept that speed dependent steering off completely, and now my buses just like a little turn, they turn on the dime now, which is great. It does get a little bit sort of like, you know, a little bit sort of like hairy when you're going quite fast, but there's very rarely, like, you know, any areas where you are going to be doing that in a bus. In the car, you know, it's a different story. You do barrel roll quite a lot, but for the buses, they seem more responsive when you turn that feature off. So that's what I did. But I mean, guys, what would you like to see? What would you like to see brought to this game? Obviously, besides, you know, the obvious when it comes to bugs and fixes and things like that, what would you like to see? Personally, for me, I think I would like to see a little bit more going on in the world. Maybe seeing your own buses that are en route currently, you know, a bit like Bus Sim, you know, where you drive past each other, flash the headlights, that kind of thing. You know, that would be pretty nice. Obviously some more buses as well. Different variety of buses, should I say. That'd be pretty sweet. You know, so for some of those containers, you don't even need the code to get the stuff out. You can just walk around the container and everything will be visible. And there we go. We have passengers. Fantastic stuff. So by doing what I did, just completely resolved that issue. So I think what it does is it just forgets sometimes. You know, you overload it with all these different things, and the more routes you have, the more drivers you have, I think that they just all conflict. You know, so keeping it to the bare minimum, keeping it basic, is definitely a better approach to obviously retaining your save and stopping things from happening, which is good. I mean, at least we can. At least we can somewhat play it without any anything happening. Good job I looked then. Are you going to wait for me? Brilliant. Thank you very much. Gonna turn as well. Nope. I always wait for those because they just seem to they seem to turn like they're on like a Scalextrics track. You know, you don't know that they're going to turn, and then if they do, they all it's just all of a sudden. But I mean, with the apartments and stuff, you know, being able to customize them, I honestly don't think that should be a feature within the game. I'm, you know, they could have easily used that sort of memory space and the assets on something a little bit different, you know, or stabilizing other areas of the game which definitely need a lot of work. I think it would have made a bit more sense. You know, personally, for me, repairing the buses. I don't like that element either. I wish that wasn't a feature within the game, if I'm honest. Because because where the routes are such a mess at the moment, you know, in regards to things not working properly, the last thing you want to do is take your buses off of routes and then go and repair the buses and stuff like that. You may as well just cancel the route completely if you're going to repair the bus, because it just confuses it. Amazing stuff. It's been quite a calm route. Yeah, one of the things you gotta get yourself into a habit of doing is saving your game after every route that you complete. Just make sure you save it. Such a pleasant bus to drive. But I mean, for the longevity of this game, it would be a real shame if by the time it gets to a more stable state, you know, if everybody just decides to kind of like pack up and leave really and move on to other things. And I think a lot of people have already done that, which I can understand completely. You know, if it's not, you know, meeting the mark for you, and then I can fully understand why you wouldn't want to play it, or you know, and you know, your frustrations grow even more, I suppose, when you look at it. So I can understand why people have such a negative sort of look toward it. See, now for me, the progression side of things, the money, the business, you know, the buses that you buy, it doesn't really concern me to a point of if I lose the data, like it won't stop me from playing it, because at the end of the day I bought this game because I wanted to drive the buses, you know, and that core element of the game is probably the best aspect of it, you know, especially if you've got a steering wheel. So I just come on here to just do a couple of routes every now and then, and it does a very good job of doing that. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna say, for instance, the progression was working properly and your saves weren't messing up and stuff like that. Eventually you would actually get to a point where you would have to start again anyway. You know, you would have to kind of reevaluate what you're doing, because you can make money really, really quickly. You know, which is why I'm not too bummed out about it, because the money that you make, you can make, I don't know, a couple million. You know, if you got enough workers on there, enough employees, enough buses, you know, you can make some decent money very, very quickly. So money's not actually that hard to come by. In fact, you end up running out of things to buy. Afternoon, Venom mate. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Ah, nice one, man. Nice one. How's your weekend going? All good? Just give it a couple of seconds, just see whether any passengers pop up. I don't think they're going to. I think it was just a drop off, if I'm honest. But you never know with this game sometimes. But we will progress on anyway. Yeah, Venom. I've been decorating over the last couple of days, and you know, it's just been nice now that there's another room down. You know, one less room to do. Painting is definitely something which I don't enjoy, but it needs to be done. Yeah, one of those days, isn't it, Venom? You know, I spent a little while contemplating what to play myself. But I thought I'd just jump on tourist bus, you know, and just drive some buses, really. Nice chilled out afternoon. No stress, no drama. I will be taking a look at that raft later on as well. I'm actually quite looking forward to playing that. Yeah, there's a few games which I've got downloading at the moment, so it'll be nice to expand the library a little bit more with a few other genres of games. Because when I'm not streaming, I just like to sit down and, you know, play those sorts of games. I've been playing a game called Tavern Master recently, which is another really cool game, you know, just to burn some time away. Quite addictive, actually. Haven't put it down. Yeah, that's it, Amir. Yeah, relaxing. That's all I want, really. That's why I enjoy this game so much. You know, when it's working and everything, and you know you've got some nice routes and you know, you've got some passengers to pick up, it's all good. We'll just make sure that there's no passengers waiting. I don't think there is, if I'm honest, but sometimes there is. So just give it a couple of seconds and hope that I hope I don't miss anybody. I don't think there is. So we'll reverse it out. All aboard. Welcome, welcome. Do you ever find it like when you pull up with a smaller bus, there's loads and loads of passengers there, but when you rock up with a coach, there's like 5 people. Let's have a quick look at the old fuel. See what we're like. Oh, we're nearly maxed out, so that's great. That's great. But for once, now that I'm actually streaming, it's daytime. I'm so used to it being nighttime when I try and stream this game, so it's really nice to be able to look at the scenery. I wish they'd put a little bit more green on the map. Kind of spruce it up a bit. Because at the end of the day, we want immersion, don't we? We know we want to feel like we're actually like in a living place. We've got plenty of passengers here now. Welcome aboard. Just give them all a chance to sit down. Yeah, I mean, like I say, a little bit of vegetation, maybe a few animals here and there, you know, just to spruce it up. Yeah, it would be really, really cool to see. It would. Like I say, guys, you know, any questions, just fire away in the comments section down below, and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. Obviously, keep in mind it's just based off of my experience. That's all I can really do, and I will continue to cover this game as best as I possibly can. But we're coming up to a final stop anyway. It's not been a bad little route. We had a little hiccup to begin with, but you know, it's turned out to be quite successful. A little bit of cash in the bag. You know, to see some more lighting, you know, that would be nice. Maybe some cat's eyes on the road or something like that, you know, just to kind of make it feel a little bit more lively, because between like the towns, there's not really much going on. You know, you may come across a car or two. There's not really much else going on, so I guess it would be nice to see it revitalized in a way. That's what I appreciate with, like, you know, the American truck, Euro truck, all that sort of stuff. The areas which you go through, they feel lived in. And yeah, I mean, I like it too. I like it too, despite everything that's going on with it. You know, doesn't stop me from playing it. And it speaks volumes, because with some games, if there's real bad technical issues, I just won't touch it. On the road is a prime example, but on the road it's boring. Do you know what I mean? It's boring, like you can't really do anything, and some of the features which are in the game don't actually work. So at least with this game, the AI are a little bit more behaved. You know, and it's a little bit more stable, and it's run on a better engine, in my opinion. You know, if On the Road was ran through the Unreal Engine 4, you know, it would be a completely different game, I think. But we can only hope that they, for consoles especially, that they bring out like a trucking or busing game run through the Unreal 5 engine, the new one. We can only hope. Personally, you know, it's definitely something that I would like to see. I'm fairly confident this game is on sale at the moment as well. If you're looking at it in that perspective, and you're thinking about buying it, or you're not too sure about buying it, you know, the only advice I can really give is, you know, at the end of the day, it does a very good job bussing and driving, and essentially that's all you need to do. Yes, there are a few bugs which reside within the game, but they will be fixed, and you know, you just got to buy into it for the long haul, you know, and it's a bit of a gamble, really. Yeah, if you like it, then that's fair enough, but if you don't, you know, I guess that's just the gamble that you take when it comes to buying these sorts of things. But currently, knowing what I know and the experience that I've had, it's not going to stop me from playing the game. I think this is my 4th save now. But it doesn't look half bad. To be honest, I think it would probably run a little better on the PC. But, you know, most things probably do. But it still looks really nice for the consoles. What do you mean, Amir? Where is here? Do you mean where is the game based? Is that what you mean? There we are, all stops have been approached and no passengers have been left at the stops. Yeah, so I mean it's been quite a successful trip, if I'm honest. I mean I've enjoyed just enjoyed driving, really. You know, it's been rather pleasant, in fact. I've reached level 4 now, so that means that if I do purchase a new bus, I don't have to go down to the harbour to pick it up. It'll just be delivered straight away. But yeah, guys, like I say, I think that's going to wrap up the stream for Tourist Bus. Thank you all so much for coming in and chatting. You know, it's been real good. I will be streaming on a little bit later on. So if you did obviously enjoy this content, make sure you like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But until next time, guys, like I say, Stay safe, take it easy, and I will catch you all in the next one. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Take it easy.